Interesting rally today. Who are the biggest gainers? The Russel 2000, the small caps, the risky plays. Who are the most notable losers? FAANG. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, and Microsoft. We're tacking that one on. All down. Crazy. Expect on a upward aggressive market day today. Not too aggressive, but somewhat aggressive. I thought it was aggressive. I want it to be flat. That you would expect those names to be up, especially Microsoft. Microsoft is an underlying aspect of the economy. Cloud hosting, that's their growth driver right now, biggest source of revenue, not up. Doesn't really say much, except people are looking at the economic recovery now. That's the most important thing. It's all the underlying fundamentals here are the opening of Georgia, the increasing testing, and the lack of new cases in Georgia, and the new states that are also going to be opening. Georgia opened up on Friday. We didn't see any sort of explosion of cases. Seems like some people are starting to go out, although the stores there are being very cautious. Haircutting barbers. Some of them only allowing one person in at a time, so it's slow, but they're doing the right things, it seems. Testing is up 300%, 200% increase, but from 100,000 tests a day to 300,000 tests a day. Now, if you ask me, we got to get that up to at least 1 million tests a day. It's got to be super easy for me to get a test if I got coughed on by some dude on the subway. Until that, things are not going to be normal. But once that happens and we get to 1 million tests a day, things are going to be normal, I think. I'm very optimistic about that. So hopefully we'll get to that premier testing rate. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Don, President Trump, is currently meeting at the White House with CEOs of Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Kroger, Rite Aid. They're all there. Press conference is live right now. Watch the beginning of it. We're talking about getting testing into those stores. We talked about that at the beginning. Now the tests are starting to get developed and created, and they're going to be facilitated very easily for customers, consumers, and Americans to access. So hopefully that's going to go well, and we'll see what happens there. As for the rally, I would like to see us become flat because we're getting close to the all-time highs, but there's a catalyst and a factor that brought us to the all-time highs that isn't present and isn't going to be present. It's called stock buybacks. Who are big stock buyer backers? Airlines, banks. What are the airlines not going to be doing for a while? Buying back stock. This is a time that they should be buying back stock, but it sucks. They lost all that value on the balance sheet by buying all that stock. They're not going to get back into that when they're burning $60 million a day, taking out loans from banks and taking out loans from the government, possibly, which will legally prevent them from engaging in stock buybacks, regardless of the cash they have in order to do that. So they're not going to be doing that. That's a massive inflating factor in this market that's just not going to be around. Same thing for the banks. They've talked about possibly some of them flirting with not paying their dividend. So they're definitely not buying back stock. So catalyst, deflationary aspects or lack of inflationary aspects to the stock market that we're going to have to acknowledge, and we should be considering when we're approaching the all-time highs, when buybacks were at all-time highs. So we're getting a little too close to the all-time highs for my comfort. That said, I was nibbling just a little bit today, but here's the thing. One of my clients gave me a ton of cash, almost increased the portfolio value by 50%. So he gave me all that cash, or by 100% rather. It went from a factor of 3 to a factor of 5. So barely used any of that cash. Just nibble on a couple things that were down early in the morning that ended up turning upwards, and I like in the long term and didn't want to miss out at these prices because they might not recover back to these. But other positions might. So I'm waiting and I'm being cautious. I'm going to see what happens with earnings this week. That's the next big thing. This is a week of earnings. Lots of companies, everything from Tesla to Microsoft to Apple to Facebook to Google to Caterpillar. So hopefully we'll see some dips or get some good news. If we get some good news, I might be wrong about something I thought was not going to be the case, and I got to adjust quick to that. So do you. So big week this week. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we get testing capacity up. Hopefully companies report good earnings. Hopefully some more states open up on May 1st. And hopefully, New York opens up on May 15th. So let's see how the week develops. We'll keep in touch. And until tomorrow, peace.